All right. I hope this thing is working because I don't see any lights on. Give me a moment. I gotta make sure before I start talking my gibberish. All right. It might be good if I got my notes with me. All right. All right. All right. Let me get into it, man. So, I'm laughing about something else. All right. So look. So I got uh, two topics queued up. Um, hold on. You're right, Andrew. I got I got the Barry White going on. Hold on. It's gonna be terrible. All right, so I changed microphones temporarily. I gotta see how that goes. Then I gotta switch it back. I refuse to restart it. All right. So that went back to normal. Let me see now. If I go back to the mic. All right, let's try this again. So I know that microphone is working, but is this microphone working? I'm listening to the playback at the same time, so if I'm looking away, pardon me. I got the Stefan Johnson voice. Stefan Johnson. All right, I think we're good now. All right, I think we're good. All right, so uh, we wasted 5 minutes. But we can always get it back. So look, I got two topics now. I can't listen to that because I'd be crazy. So I got two topics. I couldn't decide. One is more like mainstream. Well, I guess they both technically mainstream. Uh, with the Democratic National Convention going on right now. I mean, like I think it started at 6:30. I think it's like right now, but it's been going on since Monday. Or I can kind of cover this ridiculousness that's been going on with the the USPS, the mail. Um, so I'm gonna leave that to y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all in charge to let me know which one. Uh, Angel, you might be the only one in here, so it's gonna be on you and anybody watching on YouTube. Um, yeah, it's gonna be on y'all. because I can't decide, man. Because both of them is important, for the most part, and the mail stuff is just so incredible, like almost like unbelievable, incredible that it's never a bad time to talk about it. So I just want to share this one time while you decide on what you want to talk about. Um, if you can't decide, I'm gonna flip a coin or any, mini, money, mow it. Uh, so let me know. I'll give it another extra second while I share this. Okay. Angel said, I haven't been watching social media much. So give me the most important scoop. I don't know what you mean by the mail. Well, I guess that's the way we're going then. So back in May of this year, Donald Trump, I think he might have fired a guy in April and hired this new guy in May as a new postmaster general, which of course is the top post office official, the guy that's in charge of the post office. So this guy, just like all of Trump's other appointees, is a Trump backer. He's a Republican lobbyist, like a business person that's a Republican that donated plenty of money to Donald Trump. For some reason, Donald Trump thinks that the post office is a business, and it's not. It's a government entity. It's like saying the FBI or the ATF or the military, the army is losing money. Like everybody just shrug and say, "So what?" Like it's the military. We need it. Like it's something that can't be taken away. That's the post office. But for some reason, he believes that it's a business and that if it loses money, he can just fire people because it's losing money, which was not the case until rather recently, by the way. So anyway, so he brought this new guy in, and the new guy started, Trump got this whole crusade about mail-in ballots, mail-in voting. And so he brought this new guy in to do everything he can to slow down, to make it where mail-in ballots, where they wouldn't be counted, where they, they would arrive late, so far late after the election day, especially when you got some of these states where they have to be, for the most part, in Ohio, it has to be postmarked by election, by the date, on the date or before of election. For a lot of states, they won't count them after the election date, so they got to be in before. So he's been implementing, taking out certain sortation machines. They've been like picking up mailboxes around everywhere, like everywhere around the country. So Cleveland included, picking up mailboxes so that people will have a harder time finding a mailbox to drop off their ballots. If you live in a city, it's usually a post office or a couple post offices around you directly. But if you're an older person, or if you're an older person or somebody that plans to just walk to their corner and drop in their mail-in ballot, you might find that more difficult or whatever. So this guy, it's a Trump thing. So everything is corrupt. Like everywhere you look at is corrupt. So The guy name is Louis DeJoy. He's the new postmaster general. They've been, like I said, taking out machines from post offices, even down there on Orange, down here in Cleveland, our big post office. They've been taking out machines. They've said that these machines were stuff that was scheduled to get taken out anyway. But I mean, the timing of it is rather suspicious. This past weekend, the weekend before, Donald Trump like openly admitted it on the news, on Fox News, saying, the post office need all of this money to function correctly. And they want this extra money so that they can be effective when it comes into these mail-in ballots. So that's his way of saying, we're not giving them this money because if we give them this money, they will be effective at the mail-in ballots, like at getting all the ballots processed and to their destination, to the Board of Elections in time. It's so insane. So for a lot of years, people have been trying to, defund the hot topic, the hot word now, but defund the post office and like make it privatized. So, the same letter that you can buy, 35-cent stamp and mail or a card or something, you got to go to, FedEx or UPS or something where it's going to cost you $7 to mail the same thing. Just trying to privatize it. But it's a part of the Constitution. Like, it was around before the Constitution. Like, before the country was around, the USPS was around. You know what I'm saying? So, they're really just doing everything they can, pulling out all the stops to make sure that Joe Biden don't get elected. And if he is elected, so they have every reason to say that it was invalid. Like it was a false false. The election was rigged or what, I can't even think of the word. I can't think of how to say it in English. I was told to say. I'm thinking of a word, but I can't think of the English version of the word, so I'm just going to forget it. But yeah, just doing everything they can to to make sure that your votes don't count. Whatever they can. So some of the craziest parts about the story is 26 states. There's 50 states in the United States. 26 of them was suing the post office because this process makes it more difficult for everything. So not just, people, like, you got to understand, like, this goes beyond mail-in voting. Like, this goes to older people getting medicine, younger people getting medicine. This goes for just everything. Like, everything just slows the process down. So we already get to a crawl, a standstill of sorts with this COVID-19 stuff, and you add this on top of it. You should be mailing your Christmas cards today for them to get there by Christmas, and that's just how absurd it is. And of course, every state that's ran by a Democrat governor, of course, Trump is up in arms about all of those states, to the point where he's suing New Jersey, the president, not Donald Trump, the private citizen. The president is suing a state because the governor of New Jersey said that they're going to mail out ballots for everybody who's eligible. So not everybody, not I don't know the laws in New Jersey, but not to every citizen, but just to all the citizens that's registered to vote, that properly applies for absentee voting ballot. He said they said that they were going to do that, and Donald Trump is suing them. Like, it's just the craziest thing ever. So there's two corruptions. Like I said, when states start suing the government, then it's something that's going on. Another layer of this corruption stuff is DeJoy. Um, this is so crazy. So between him and his wife, as far as investments and stock shares, they have between $30 and $75 million worth of like investments, who are direct rivals for the United States Postal Service. Now, how can that not be a conflict of interest? Like, so you telling me that I can work for, give me a company. I can work for, I don't know. Give me a company, y'all. I can work for. I'm the CFO of Ford. You know what I'm saying? But I also got, you know what I'm saying, $75 million worth of right, all right. So Honda. So I'm the CEO of Honda, but I also got you know what I'm saying, $75 million worth of shares for Tesla. Like between Tesla, Ford, and Chevy. But I'm also the owner, you know what I'm saying? I'm also the CEO of Honda. So Honda's paying me. So I'm gonna win all the way around. Like I'm getting paid from Honda. It's my company, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm high up in the company. I'm getting good money from Honda, but I'm also making investments. You know what I'm saying? I got investments out there where if Tesla do good, I do good. If Ford do good, I do good. If GM do good, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing. Now, which technically there's nothing wrong with that. Like technically, it's immoral and it's bad because if you tank your business so you can make more money on investments, like that's a bad thing to do. That's insider trading and all this stuff where you can really get in some trouble. Um, so why wouldn't that be the same thing for this guy? And on top of that, another layer to add to it is this is a government entity. Now, we're not talking about two private businesses. We're not talking about running the last blockbuster in Colorado, but you also own shares of Netflix. There's two private companies. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I own my own private company, and I got shares in no media company, but just other companies. That's fine. But we're talking about a government entity. And no one is like no one backs out. I want to say no one because Democrats is, you know, what I'm saying, trying to figure out what they can do, and the House is supposed to be on recess right now, but the Speaker of the House brought everybody back. So this week, Friday, DeJoy is going to be like in a deposition in front of Congress. So if you got time while you're at work, definitely tune in. I hope they put his ass on the grill forever. Like put him from the time he sit down, never let him get comfortable and grill him, and to find out, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Like it's just crazy, man. Like they have to do something. So crazy. So because of all the uproar, and I know Angel, I know you said that you hadn't heard about it, but because of all the uproar and stuff, they have DeJoy said that he's going to stop all of the stuff that he had in action. So stop removing mailboxes, stop removing sortation machines and all this stuff. And so after the election, so in his words is, so it doesn't look like I don't want any semblance that I'm doing anything wrong to do anything to do with the election. But according to some individual post women, postal workers, I guess, those machines take a long time to put up and to break down. So now that they're all the way broke down, it would take like weeks, plural, to get those machines up and running, which is better than nothing. But when you have to do it across the entire country, it might be very tough to do. I just don't understand it, man. And the guy kept saying stuff like the Detroit guys kept saying stuff like, oh no, like these machines just for you know what I'm saying, like for flat, they call them flat mailers. So anything, flat paper and stuff like that. And so the example that he brought up was like magazines. Like magazine sales has decreased, so no point of having these machines anymore. Right, that makes sense. But mail, voting ballots and stuff come in envelopes. Like they come in flat mail. They come in, you know what I'm saying, not manila folders, but they come in manila folders. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to come in flat mail like this. And when you're taking those machines out, then you have like a slower process time. It's just common sense, man. It's common sense. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they grill him on Friday. Hopefully they block whatever he's trying to do and reverse all the things that he wanted to do, at least for the rest of the year. Definitely to the election time, but even after that, because um, you got states where they still will count the ballots and stuff. That just might take some time to do so. So I'm hoping that, like I said, hopefully they really hold his feet to the fire on Friday. And if you got some time, you should definitely check it out. I know I kind of ran through it, kind of jumped around a little, but if you got any questions or anything you want to know about it, let me know. Or any questions or comments. Angel said, "This makes me sad, and that you can't trust the government." I agree. Look, I've said it many times. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, and I'm a black male, so I definitely don't trust the government. But you can't trust anything this nigga Donald Trump do, man. Like, I mean, like nothing. You can't trust nothing he does. Like everything he does, and it'd be so blatant and obvious. Like, I never seen somebody get impeached and then just keep doing the same thing over and over. They just keep doing more and more corrupt stuff. Like, I never seen it before. It happened right before all this COVID stuff, but let's not forget that Donald Trump did get impeached, and now he's running for another term. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy to me. I don't know. It's just so crazy to me. I just run off. That's all I got as far as that, man. This is so crazy. Do any amount of my teeth look crazy. Do do any type of research. It's very distracting. Do any type of research or whatever, and you'll find out more information about it, and be able to see how absolutely ridiculous it is, the situation that they have going on. Is some of the craziest stuff I ever heard, from the sense of corruption, and like just blatant corruption and disregard for anything that got to go on with like American I keep forgetting these English words for these words that I'm thinking of. English. I trip myself up now. Anyway, like American rights and stuff that's in the Constitution, and we all know how I feel about the Constitution and stuff. You know how it wasn't written for us as in black people and stuff, but when they start doing stuff to affect everybody, white people in rural towns and cities and older people and all this stuff, hopefully you finally catch some people attention and they start to hold this guy accountable for the stuff he's been doing. Just real quick, I was gonna have a whole show about ranting about let me get the Angel comment. She said this would be a bad movie, one nigga. But look, if somebody's not writing the stuff down, writing the screenplay, I wish I had writing skills because I put me in it. Put me in it, even if I'm just playing the fat radio guy that's just doing the commentary. I don't got the big booming voice as far as like doing narration, but man, put me in it somewhere because I can't like this. I can't believe this year, man. I can't believe this year at all. Like I said, I was going to do this show. It's going to be an entire rant about black people are the only people I see, and I'm around them more, so that could be the reason. But like the amount of hate that black people have for black people, like maybe politicians, maybe it's just strictly politics. I don't know. But like black people hate Barack Obama. And of course, I don't mean all, I'm in general. So I'm mainly speaking about younger, so my age, I guess. Kind of that middle, that 30, 30 to 35 range. Like they hate Barack, like they hate Kamala Harris, like they hate Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Like they hate them, man, and I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So fine. If that's not your preference, I get that part. I'm not saying you got to think the way I think, or you got to think the way, half the country think, or whatever the case is. But y'all be like, man, Kamala Harris did this, and this. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden did this, and this, and the fucking in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. I'm down with that. I'm down with holding people responsible for shit that they said or did. I'm with that. But y'all got 4 years. Y'all got 4 years of Donald Trump doing, like, it's in your face. Like, this ain't from the 70s. Like, these are the last 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And people not saying, and they're not saying nothing. And I'm not saying they singing Donald Trump's praises, but they're not saying nothing about the shit that Donald Trump doing. But they talk about shit Kamala Harris did 10 years ago. What Joe Biden said, you know what I'm saying, back in the 70s. With Mahatma Gandhi, like I looked on Twitter today, and they was talking about how Gandhi wasn't shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like they was talking about like, you know what I'm saying, he was a racist for real. Like he didn't like black people. He didn't you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it, and I'm not even saying that they wrong. Cause I don't know. I wasn't there. I've done zero research on Mahatma Gandhi. I know Martin Luther King used to quote him all the time, etc. Blah blah blah. But they hate that nigga. And they hate him. I seen the thing yesterday. It was like about Barack Obama, who hasn't been president in 4 years, talking about how he handled the Flint water crisis, and talking about how he went there, did a press conference, and he had like a little skit or something where he asked for a glass of water to according to them, to try to show that the water was drinkable, and saying all of this stuff. And, it was some people that was in the room that felt like it was disingenuous. That's cool. I'm cool with all that. And even if it was a stage thing, fine. Like, but to hate him for that, and also, but to hate Barack for that, but not to hate Donald Trump, who had 4 years and still did nothing as well. I'm not saying don't say Barack is bad or didn't do anything or whatever, but you haven't said nothing about Donald Trump, and he damn sure did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what has Donald Trump did for, like, they were like, oh, Barack can do nothing for black people, and Barack didn't do this, and Kamala did this, and blah, blah, blah. What has Donald Trump did for black people? Like, nobody's talking about Donald Trump's relationship with the Central Park 5. You know what I'm saying? All this shit, you know what I'm saying, getting sued for being a landlord that didn't let black people come into his building. Like, nobody's talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, it's crazy. And like I said, it might be other people, but black people is the people I'm around the most. They're the people I follow on social media or interact with the most. So, them the people that don't know. I can only talk about the stuff that I know. And that's fucking ridiculous that so many people hate, like, so many black people hate black people, man. And maybe it's just politicians or whatever. And I'm fine with that. But talk about what these white people are and are not doing as well. Like, giving them the same hatred that you give into Barack Obama. Like, just because he's black don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be a fucking Superman and save the world and do everything perfect. Like, no one, if you were expecting that, then you're a fucking fool. And you don't deserve to be talking about politics anyway. And that's straight up how I feel. Like, it should be a test. You just have to take a fucking test before you're allowed to vote. And I don't mean in no poll tax, voter suppression. I just hate people that just has no education about anything. And I ain't saying it gotta be a tough test. I'm just saying you gotta at least know, who the candidates are, like who the top two candidates, or who the two running for president, or who the two running for governor. Like you gotta have something. You know what I'm saying? Make it a multiple choice test, and you gotta because people, I just don't get it, man. And I'm not saying like politics is gonna fix everything, or I'm gonna be perfectly fine with this, and this, but the hate that y'all give black people um, is unfair, disproportionately, uh, especially coming from other black people. Like it's just insane to me. So I was gonna have a whole show on a rant, just keep going and going, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna try to be semi-professional. Angel said, "Really? I think you're talking about people my age hating Barack Obama and black politicians. They do. If you want me to show you proof, I'll show you. I mean, simple. So I'll show you proof from today. They just hate people, man. I don't get it." She said, "Tweets and golf. That's all Donald Trump does." But nobody said. I haven't seen none of these same black people have said it, but I haven't seen none of these same black people say, "Oh man, can you believe Donald Trump spent this much money on Secret Service security?" You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard nobody say that. None of these black people that ridicule Barack Obama for doing whatever, or Kamala for doing whatever in their past. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying Donald Trump spent more Secret Service security money than the last 10 presidents. Nobody's saying that. Nobody. It's fucking annoying, man. Angel said, "When will the debates be? October?" No, you'll have. I want to say you'll have two presidential, and you'll have one vice presidential. I want to say starting next month. Let me make sure. I think the first one is in Cleveland. And it is going to be the end of September. And then, which it definitely seems so late. Okay, so you have September 29th is one of them. You have one on October 15th, one on October 22nd, and you have the vice presidents, Pence and Kamala Harris, going to go at it on October 7th. So September 29th, the first presidential, then the vice presidents, and then you have two more presidential right before the election, which is, once again, which is on November 4th. Early voting for Ohio is coming up October 6th. So make sure all your stuff is in order. Make sure all your paperwork is turned in. If you want to vote in person, if you want to do the mail-in, you could do all that stuff early. Go do it early and get it out of the way. There's no point at this time. You know what I'm saying? You already know that the lines are going to be long. You already know that people don't going to have to stay spaced because of COVID, and you already know all this stuff. So there's no reason why you shouldn't take the action and get it done before. So you have no reason to be standing in a line, on November 4th all day, trying to get your vote cast, where any weird stuff can happen where it might not go through anyway. So, like I said, in Ohio, and if you listen to out of state, be sure to check your board of elections to find out when your early voting starts, if you have it in your state. But if you can't do it early, definitely do it early, because, man, I just got a weird feeling that something fishy gonna happen down the way. Andrew said, "I never voted early. I may this year. I've only voted early once when I had to mail in my ballot, my 2008 ballot because I wasn't in Cleveland. I was out in Connecticut or whatever. So, but I'm most certainly voting early this year. If you go back and look at some of the older politics shows, I even had issues when I went and tried to vote this year on election day. So I'm gonna definitely do it early this time. That way I don't have any excuse, and we can get this thing done. So that's my time, man. I want to thank y'all, as always, for listening. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully my rant didn't, well, whatever. It was a rant, and some stuff need to be said, and some people are just ridiculous out here. And like I said, if you want some proof, man, just let me know. Y'all be cool. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy, and we will see y'all Sunday, 5:30ish for our show, and 2:00 for Enduring the Course by Ebony J. So I have a special guest on, so be sure to tune in for that. Like I said, stay safe out there. Salute to the city as always. Take care of yourself.